What's going on, guys? Bengal again here, coming back at you with another video, as today is the off-season episode for the Riverside Royals. We're going to review some stats and then get into recruiting and the off-season, as we got a lot of points for some of the recruits who visited last week in a big win over UNLV to end our season and meet our 5-win goal for the season. Phil Triplett, 77 overall athlete, halfback, got 500. Jonathan Hairston with 450. Ross Mitchell got 300. Corey Warren got 500. Steve Lewis ended up committing to Oregon State. Jamal Grant to Middle Tennessee State. Will Baker to Kent State. No! Disaster for some of these, man. Jason Anderson to Iowa. No. Absolute disaster. No other way to say it, man. Absolute disaster to see a lot of those guys go. If we're gonna get Corey Warren, at least we're dropping on a lot of these schools. We need the bonuses badly. Are we gonna steal Jordan Fletcher? First 5-star recruit in Riverside history? That might happen. That could happen. I mean, Jason Anderson is someone I really wanted. I mean, we talked about him for a while. He just looked like an awesome quarterback. Will Baker really wanted. Just lost it. Didn't have the bonus points for him. Jamal Grant, we were in for a while. He's going to Middle Tennessee State. +7 gem. Looked like a really good D tackle. That's a tough miss. But if we get Jordan Fletcher, that would be very big. We'll put points into Derek Daniels. I mean, why not try and steal some of these guys, right? 500 points into every single player remaining. Because, I mean, we're going to get some of these guys already. Like, Corey Warren is going to commit at the end of this week. Larry McGuire is, but I don't really care. Let's put more points. I mean, he's going to commit, man. It doesn't really matter. But losing out on some of those guys, like Will Baker and Jason Anderson in particular, I'm really upset about. Jamal Grant, Steve Lewis, kind of whatever. We were in a battle with Steve Lewis for a while, or I guess with Oregon State, and he ended up choosing Oregon State, obviously. And then for the DC and the OC, these guys left me last time. Oh, I don't know what we do here. +1 to throw power and throw accuracy feels good. I'm going to do that. And then for the defense, block shedding would be nicer, but also, like, our coverage is so bad at times. Let's focus on pressure. Let's max that out. But we didn't even keep our coordinators last time. I'm going to focus on doing that this time. This is the off-season episode, though. So there's a lot to look forward to. Steven Williams, his career here is over. Had to, come in and be the starting quarterback. We expected it to be Andy Byers. Didn't end up happening due to injury. Tore his groin. Steven Williams, though, did the job. He was particularly good on the round. Rush for over 1,000. Pass for over 1,000. That's quite a season on the ground for a quarterback. Trey Battle, 9 touchdowns for him. Love to see it. Byers was going to be a star for us. Just didn't end up happening. Receiving, Michael Ham led the team with 580 yards and 5 touchdowns. No other receiver had even more than 1 touchdown. And he led the team in yards. Trey Battle had a lot of catches out of the backfield. Blocking, looks like Santana Griffin was our worst offensive lineman in terms of allowing sacks. Cameron Foster right there as well. So it was that right side of the line that we were rolling out to that we're allowing those sacks. Greg Hall is a true freshman. 60 tackles, 18 for loss, and a sack. 11 tackles for loss for the other freshman linebacker, Craig Jackson. 7 for Ryan Haynes, who's leaving. Malik James had 6. 6 for Pop Jackson, who we get for another year. Santos will be gone. And then quarterback sacks. 6 for Pop Jackson, led the team by a lot. We get almost no pressure. 3 picks for Ezekiel Sims, 2 coming in the final game. 1 for Alan Hart coming in the final game. And then, of course, 2 user picks with Greg Hall. And, of course, only 1 forced fumble by Santos, recovered by Malik James. That's not what happened. The forced fumble was out of bounds, and the fumble recovery was a pitch right to Malik James. And, of course, 2 defensive touchdowns for Ezekiel Sims in the final episode. Very interesting stuff, but I'm looking forward to the future. We finished with a negative record for what should be the final time in school history. That's the goal anyway. Corey Warren has committed to Riverside. Gem prospect. Also, some good coach XP in there. And this is the bye week. Recruiting is over. We can no longer allocate points. This is where we are at the end of the season. We took the lead on Bob Rob. We took the lead on Joseph Brown. Larry McGuire is going to commit, surely. Jonathan Jackson's in here. Joseph Jordan. All these guys are so close to committing. I'm not even sure if I need to put a lot of points in. James Lee, we took the lead on. UTEP really gunning for Reggie Gonzalez, who is he's like my new prime target. And I'm not even sure what his position is yet. Jonathan Harrison in here. I think we'll likely sign him as well. Good running back, the next Trey Battle. Except he's going to be as good as Trey Battle right away, pretty much, which is nice. Darren Watkins is in here. I mean, we'll see this in the offseason. Phil Triplett. I'm not sure if he's going to play offense or not. Kind of depends who we get, right? Derek Daniels, Sean Moody, and Jordan Fletcher we're kind of going away with a little bit. As we will be ready for bowl season and then eventually the offseason. There isn't much for us here. Isaiah Spiller of Texas A&M wins the Heisman. Mo Ibrahim in behind, followed up by App State's Harrington, Lewis from Louisiana Lafayette, and Kyron Williams of Notre Dame. Next year as well, we should probably qualify for a bowl game. Winning only 5 games, we were just short, but not too bad, and still a recruiting battle. First team all-conference and freshman all-American. That's got to be Greg Hall, right? And we have been offered a contract extension to stay in Riverside, a 7-year contract after going 5-6. But you know what? We've turned the program completely around. We are winless against top 25 teams, 2-2 against rivals. But we, of course, will sign a 7-year extension to stay in Riverside long term. Gene Dang is, of course, going to stay at Riverside. What if I just went to Nebraska? That's funny. Big time upgrades available for the offensive and defensive coordinator. Did I lose my coordinators again? I did. Why does that keep happening? Unless it resets, I had to have lost them. I get upgrades though to replace what we had lost. So I guess I really don't care. But I don't know. Kind of, are these the same guys? It seem like the same names to me. I don't know. You guys are gonna have to explain that one to me. So we didn't have our coordinators leave. Their skill trees just got reset, but we still had the points. So, okay. Players leaving, though. We are going to have some transfers. Greg Davis. No, you didn't. No, you didn't, Greg. Greg, man, I redshirt him so he could get more time. This is the guy I wanted, right? That I fought for last season. I mean, he's going to play a lot. He's going to play in more than 9 games. He's gone. Leaving. And then Keyshawn Tulloch wants to leave as well. Redshirt freshman. I mean, this is what happens when you redshirt guys. I don't know what he's going to do on the line. Play more than 6 games. He's going to transfer as well. He's going to Maryland. All right. But of course, we know about these guys. Everyone's graduating. No one is going to the league. Oh, man. Losing Greg Davis is really frustrating. I think that was the recruit I really debated on playing this year and ended up not, and now he's gone. Dex Randolph, Steven Williams, Brandon Smith, Zaire Cruz, Ryan Haynes. I mean, these are some big-time names of guys that played a lot. Matt Lewis did not, though. J.D. Glover, Tresman Ortiz did not play. Cam Washington barely played. Justin Santos is gone. Trey Battle, of course, is gone. I think that's really the big one. Brett Claxton, big in season 1. Cameron Foster. Carlos Oakley was one of our best defensive players. Didn't really play a ton, to be honest. Keenan Knox, Brian Boykin, and Junior Hall, one half of the Hall monitors, gone. However, as one player leaves, we might get another one in return. Transfer requests is what we'll look at next. I want to see if anybody got drafted. I'm sure Alabama will have a few players. Dylan Moses was still there. We're just going to go on a transfer request. And no one wants to come to Riverside. Okay. This is a big time, though. recruiting 10,000 points to get the players that we want. So the first thing I'm going to do is order everybody from biggest want to least. There's not a lot of players in here to be. I guess there are a decent bit actually. But I think Reggie Gonzalez has to be number one, right? Gotta be. Joseph Brown, I've wanted him for a while. Jordan Fletcher, I guess, is going to be high up the list as well. We might be able to land 2 5-stars. I just accidentally offered Larry McGuire a scholarship. You know what, Larry? You've been with us for so long now. You might as well. All right, I'm going to put in pretty much all my points into these top 3. Like Jonathan Harrison, I think we're going to get. Bob Rob, I kind of don't care about. I'm sorry, Bob Rob. You're fast. You got a cool name. Cool nickname potential. But not necessary. Phil Triplett is kind of a weird one. I should probably put some good points into him as well. Some of these guys I just think we're going to get. Sean Moody's one where we could use some help on the D-line. He's not great, but he's not bad. I don't know. Let me put some points in. So this is going to be my strategy. I'm leaving all of these blank. Darren Watkins is one where maybe I should put some points into him. He's not great, but he's not bad. I'm just going big on a Phil Triplett because I guess he's higher overall. He can play corner if I want. So I guess I really don't need the other corner if we get Phil Triplett. Joseph Brown, we have the lead, but I think they're going to be fairly aggressive. Maybe we take some points off and put him into Phil Triplett. And then for Reggie Gonzalez and Jordan Fletcher, I'm putting in 3,000 points. I think that's got to be the strategy. And no going back now. I will see you when we either have heartbreak or celebration. Okay, so this is how I'm going to set it up. Maybe I put too many points into Reggie Gonzalez. He's just my number one priority. Like, Jordan Fletcher would be really good too. He's definitely, in my opinion, a receiver. He would be really nice. Crazy, crazy tall with good speed and route running. Reggie Gonzalez, though, I want the most. He just looks like a game-changing running back. And but he could also play receiver. I don't know. He's kind of a weird one. Joseph Brown, we've been going after him the entire year. If I don't get him, I guess I'll get it, but it will be a little bit disappointing. And then Jonathan Hairston, I think we got that locked up. Phil Triplett, I want to get, but we didn't have a ton of points. And then Joseph Jordan, I want to make sure we get. We have a decent bit of ways, but 96 speed with 80 route running feels pretty rare for someone that's 6'4". The rest of the guys I honestly don't really care about. If we get them, we get them. We don't. I don't really care. But it's always so nerve-wracking because you get one shot at this and you could end up with nobody. So it's always extremely nerve-wracking. We're limited to 10,000 points. There's some type of bonus you can get to upgrade that, but moment of truth. What's our recruiting class going to look like? Okay. It's an interesting one. We got Reggie Gonzalez. We didn't get Jordan Fletcher. We got Phil Triplett. We didn't get Jonathan Hairston. We got Joseph Brown. We didn't get Derek Daniels, Sean Moody, Joseph Jordan. We got James Lee. We got Darren Watkins. We didn't get Jonathan Jackson. Or no, Joseph Jordan was the one I wanted. Going to Purdue. We got Larry McGuire. I would hope so. That isn't bad. Not getting Jordan Fletcher is kind of tough, and interesting that Reggie Gonzalez is viewed as a receiver. I guess we got the better running back. I was in on Jonathan Harrison for a while. But we signed our first 5-star. So it is signing day. Let's see. Ross Mitchell is not signed yet? Does he make a decision ever? We were not even close on Jordan Fletcher. I thought we were going to get him, man. It's just he wasn't being pursued that heavily. I just didn't have the points. We barely got Joseph Brown. 300-point advantage. Minus like 4,800 on Jonathan Hairston. We were so in the lead. How many points did they dump in? A ton. We didn't get Bob Rob. Close to. Didn't get Jonathan Jackson. Joseph Jordan by 5,700? What do you mean? What type of bonuses do these schools have? Darren Watkins we got barely. I didn't put any points into him. Derek Daniels we missed out on. Would have been a fine backup. You got James Lee, who I just didn't really care about. and then Larry McGuire. The big one, though, is Reggie Gonzalez. 5-star recruit. Welcome to Riverside. And Phil Triplett, 4-star running back. UNC was going after both of my running backs. But we got the best one probably in Phil Triplett. I would call that a success overall. It isn't great, but overall I would call it a success. And now we get to a really interesting part of the offseason, which is position changes. John Humphreys can finally play. I kind of forgot he existed. Reggie Gonzalez is the second highest overall player on the team. That's going to change after position changes, though. I don't know what to make him. I do want to consider a move for Joel Pitts. I don't know. He wasn't really that good on the D-line. This is his final year. We played him at both defensive end and offensive line. I think we just might want to make him only an offensive lineman. I mean, the two-way is kind of cool. Maybe we move him to D-tackle. It depends on what type of depth we have there. The depth is going to be super important. It sucks that, like, Andy Byers doesn't get a medical red shirt because he missed, like, almost the whole season. That really sucks. You know what's funny, though, is Larry McGuire is better than Steven Williams already. I think he's literally the exact same speed. I think they're both 76. And he can actually throw the ball a little bit. Ryan Davis is going to get boosted up even more than this. But Andy Byers is our QB going forward. They're going to stay there. Willie Briggs cannot be the starting running back this season, and he won't have to be. I think at receiver, we're fine. I mean, we have a lot of depth here. Can we even move one of these guys? Does anyone fit more at a different position? Now, we lost Greg Davis at tight end, which is pretty tough, but we do have Blake Hayford, who's a huge gem. I want to see what his position would be at, like, fullback. 72. You know what I might do? Is make John Humphreys a tight end. He's a 65. Never mind. Never mind. Tyson Phillips is actually a slightly higher overall running back than receiver. We're going to move him. Just we have a lot of receiver depth right now. And I can always move him back as well. But these are some really tough decisions. We have a lot of athletes. I do want to find out about these guys. The 260-pound players. What position are they? Now, I thought they might have been offensive linemen. They are not. They're not defensive ends either. What are they? Like tight end fullbacks maybe. But they're 6'6" is Lee Mayfield. Yeah, they are not offensive linemen. Okay, they're tight ends. Oh, and they suck. See, they're athletes, but they can really only do one thing. Oh, they're just crappy tight ends. Do we make Lee Mayfield? Is he the one with better trucking and stuff? No. No, is he? Yeah, I think he is actually. Yeah, he is. You know what we're going to do? We are going to make Lee Mayfield a massive 6'6", 270-pound fullback. Corey Warren, I thought, was a running back, if I recall. He's a 71 over there, or overall there. He is going to be a running back. Could be a receiver, too. He only got 61 carrying. Route running is not great. He might be a receiver. Why can I not find actual catching on here? There it is, 76. He's a receiver. All right, Corey Warren, a receiver. So this is where it gets interesting. Phil Triplett is a 77 overall running back, but we don't really necessarily need him there if Reggie Gonzalez goes to running back, where he's an 81 overall. He's also an 81 overall receiver, and he's not the best on defense. He's not going to play defense, don't worry. I think Reggie Gonzalez is going to play running back. I think that's his position. And then maybe Phil Triplett goes to play defense. Let me look at my depth chart. We got Bruce Clemens. We got Joseph Brown, who might start right away at corner. I don't know that he's going to play at corner because all of these guys are going to get a boost, except for Darren Watkins and Tim Washington. You know what? I guess Phil Triplett is going to be our backup running back. And he'll play that Willie Briggs role from a year ago where he comes in and plays a little bit. So, got a lot of depth on offense now. Ooh, we really don't have defensive end, huh? We also really don't have linebacker. Can any of these guys move down? Bruce Clemens could move down to linebacker. I don't think I'm going to do that, though. Can Earl Rice move down? He can. He's not great there. Got decent block shed, though. Decent pursuit. I think maybe Sam Brown is going to move down to linebacker. He's 6'6", 215. Let's move him to left outside linebacker. He's a little bit better than Niles Sutherland. And I think that's it. I think that's it. We got a fullback now. We have our receivers. Our receiver room's actually real good. Corey Warren, +8 gem. I have to redshirt him season 1, surely. But we don't want to deal with another transfer situation. I mean, the tight end Greg Davis transferring really screwed up my offense. But now we get to a really fun part, which is training results. As we get to see guys who took a big overall bump. Now with training results, you very rarely see speed increases. But John Humphreys is now up to an 86 overall. We're going to see him for the first time. Of course, had to sit out a year as a redshirt after transferring. 89 catch. Oh my goodness. Elgin Collins up to 93 catching, by the way. He's just kind of slow, if I recall. Yeah, 81 speed, but John Humphreys has 80. Andy Byers is up to a 79. Did get +1 speed. Let me see these throwing attributes, though, for both Davis and Byers. That's going to really interest me. So throw power goes up a bit. Throw accuracy goes up. Only +2 for Byers, unfortunately. But Ryan Davis is looking pretty good. 79, 79. Not bad for a backup. That's right. Willie Briggs is going to be 78 now. 76 for Denario Watson, +6. Break tackle up tremendously. Juke and spin up quite a lot. Denario Watson looks pretty good. He's going to be a senior, as is Willie Briggs. Those are not bad backups to have. Derek Bryant, whatever. Michael Ham is kind of the one I care about the most right now. Also, Barrett Reed is 94 speed. But Michael Ham, 86 carrying, by the way. But look, his juke and spin are so bad. 61 catching is a big improvement. It's a big, big improvement. Aaron Duvall goes up a bit as well. We need guys to stop dropping the football. Spectacular catch up. Michael Ham is 83 catching traffic now. John Humphreys 87. 93 route running for Michael Ham. Decent jumping. Okay. Not really much to show off at tight end. The offensive line is just steadily improving, which is nice. These guys rarely get injured too, so we don't really need good depth there. Jarrell Dawson, we just don't have a lot of defensive end depth. Joel Pitts up to an 82 is big. Adrian Chandler up to a 72 is nice. I should have moved Chandler to left end, but he starts there anyway. Just would have looked nicer in the roster, I think. 88 tackle for Pitts. 85 power moves. 78 block shed. Pretty good. Pop Jackson up to a 71. He's going to stay starting as like DT2, which will sometimes start. I guess I should say that. 85 power moves is up. It's pretty nice. Block shed's a little low. It's nice, though. Sam Brown now playing linebacker. He's up to a 68. So that was already a pretty good move. And let's see here. Hit power up a lot. Tackling's only up +2. Block shedding still a bit low. Pursuit. He's going to be a good cover linebacker. Got 82 press. Greg Hall up to an 80. +5. Speed goes up. Acceleration goes up. His awareness is crazy low. Catching's even going to get a little bit better. He's dropped some picks. Tackling up slightly. Hit power up to an 87. Power and finesse move are really not too bad. 88 block shed now. 84 pursuit. I use him a lot, though, so some of those aren't going to matter. Greg Jackson up to a 73. 85 speed. 97 acceleration. Holy cow. I do want to see what his pass rush moves are. They're not very good. But he has been a pretty good player. That speed really plays. Corner. I wish some of these guys got faster. Ezekiel Sims up to a 78. Malik James up to a 74. They're still very slow, though. Alan Hart with 90 speed is nice. Bobby Anderson has 94. Can these guys cover it all? Hold on. Ezekiel Sims has 95 awareness now. So he's aware that he's so slow. It's not helpful. Let's see here. Their catching is up slightly. They got to stop dropping picks so often. Pretty good power and finesse moves from Malik James, by the way. 94 pursuit from Malik James. No wonder he's so good in run D. And then coverage has actually improved a lot. Alan Hart, 88 zone coverage. Not too bad. Free safety Bruce Clemens, who is going to start for the first time. 77. He's got 91 speed. Awareness is so low. What's up with these recruits and having negative awareness, basically? 74 tackling. Earl Rice is 88 pursuit. 80 zone coverage. It's pretty good. And then Kenny Bush at strong safety. May or may not start. And now it's time to cut players. Do we have to cut anybody? We might have to. No, we don't have to. We don't have to. You know, we'll just keep it then. I'm not going to reset the skill tree. We're not going to change the custom conferences or the college football playoff tie-ins. So at the end of the episode, we're going to set up the recruiting board. But we're going to redshirt players right now. This is going to be a tough call. Larry McGuire is going to be redshirt. He might end up being okay. I should redshirt Phil Triplett. I don't want him to transfer. But he is real good. We're going to want him for another year. Phil Triplett can get redshirt. Corey Warren just has to be. I mean, Joe Foster too. A lot of these guys are going to be moving out of here. Like Morris Sr. never played. Pat Fitzgerald Sr. never played. Aaron Duval Sr. He'll be gone. But those two have to get redshirted. So we have, it's going to be Humphreys, Collins, Ham, Duval, and Johnson as our core group. Which it has been, except for John Humphreys joins now. And Michael Ham should be even better in year 2 for him. I should redshirt David Turner to maybe make him good at some point. Blake Hayford has to start right away. He isn't bad. He isn't bad. 68 catching's a bit low, but he's serviceable. Joe Patton has to get redshirt. Just don't want these guys to transfer. Robert Sanders has to get redshirted. Right guard, whatever. Right tackle, no. James Lee, I think, has to start right away. Joel Pitts will continue to start. How did Jeremy Long even get here? We're going to start Phil Walker. He's just too good. Linebackers, we got those guys. These guys are just randomly signed for depth. They're terrible. Hopefully they never play, but Greg Hall obviously will not be redshirted. Greg Jackson, no. Corner, we have some candidates. Darren Watkins will have to be. Free safety, nobody. At strong safety, I think Joseph Brown's going to start. That speed could be really big in the back end, and we're just going to keep him out there. But those are my redshirt players. Phil Triplett being the highest one, and then we have Corey Warren as well. And that's it for right now, really. You guys saw the other ones. So we're going to start off the year with a true test against #1 Florida. And they got the recruit we wanted, or one of them, the receiver, right? Not Reggie Gonzalez. What was his name? Fletcher, I believe. So maybe we'll see him in that game, although I doubt it. And then we're going to host NC State. So let's get a ranked matchup. Number 11, Louisiana. I feel like they have no business being ranked 11. We're going to play the Ragin' Cajuns. And then we have FIU at FIU. At Colorado State, at Ole Miss. That could be a fun one. Should we change that? Let's play number 22 Cal. And then we have versus Nevada, of course. Open in week 8, that's fine. At San Diego State, hosting Wyoming. At Fresno State, hosting Hawaii. Hosting Boise State. And then at UNLV to end it. So now it's time to set up the recruiting board, which is always super fun. I do want to see if our ranks have improved, which will make it easier to get better recruits. So let's see. Playing styles, whatever. Coach stability. We've been here for a little while now. Coach prestige. I don't know. I mean, we met our contract win expectation. We have currently never played a national game, so that's okay. We never played a game of the week. We've had some crazy ones. Academic prestige, I think, is increasing. Still playing the Mountain West, so there's that. I don't know how much of this has improved from last year. I don't think a lot of it has, but we'll see what we can do. Yeah, there are some decent players with interest in Riverside, so this is encouraging at the very least. Ooh, this is a recruit from Riverside. Justin Bennett. Let's offer him. All right, so I've added 35 players, of course, to the recruiting board. We have 1,000 points to scout some of these guys, and hopefully we'll find some gems. Only added a couple quarterbacks, only added 1 running back. No receivers, no tight ends, no tackles right now. Quite a few guards in the center, and quite a few athletes. I'm gonna start with 6'7", 207 BJ Rogers, +5 gem, 92 speed. He might be a quarterback. 79 throw power, 84 throw accuracy. I pegged him as more of a receiver just looking at him. He's got 80 route running, 73 catching. But definitely a very good player. Ooh, +7 gem for Kyle Poe. 5'10", 200. He is a running back. He's got decent coverage. He's a running back or a corner, I would say. This is an intriguing one. +6 at middle linebacker, Kyle Williams. He's all right. 85 speed isn't too bad. 82 finesse moves. He might be an outside linebacker more than anything. And then +4 for Stephen Taylor, who looks pretty similar. Definitely not bad. 6'7", 228 pounds for Leroy Harper. Quite a build. Reminds me of Charles Snowden from Virginia. 84 speed is pretty good, but I am out of points. Found a couple of interesting guys, but we're going to start the season. And I still want to do a little bit of scouting. It's always interesting starting this off because, like, who do you give a scholarship to? Who do you really go after? Because you got to go hard to get some of these guys right out the gate if you want a shot. Travis Morrison looks interesting. I'm going to try to find some guys with some big-time bonuses. Like, if there any are, like, +300 that we're going to have an easier shot to get. Try to offer on those guys, if they're good enough, obviously. Kevin Porter is +315. He is a huge bust, so that sucks. Okay. Jeff Herring. A lot of bonuses on him. He's as good as we thought he was. I'm already falling way behind on Bryant Miller. He sucks. Quarterback's not looking too good either. I'm going to take these guys both off my board. Finding a lot of busts right now. It's a +3. That's looking pretty good on the O-line. Justin Jenkins. I'm going to put big points into him. +7 gem. Patrick Moore. 85 pass block, 80 run block. That's a scholarship. And that's 500 points. All right, so I've organized my points pretty perfectly, I think, on the guys I want. You know, just trying to put in 500 points into as many players that I want early and just try to get ahead on some of these. There are a lot of athletes on here that I don't really want. Also, it looks like the graphics changed, by the way. I don't know. There's a lot of different graphic stuff going on that I don't remember it looking anything like this, even as far back as an hour ago. That's week 1. We're going to start at week 2, number 1 Florida on the schedule. It's going to be a pretty tough game. You know, I like to start hard with a really tough team at the start of the schedule. I just think it works out better. We really get to test at the best. We get a chance to show what we're made of, and we get a chance to get a huge upset and see what this team's capable of. And we are behind on a lot of these guys. There's like no shot on Holy Cross anymore, which what a name, by the way. There's really no shot at a lot of these guys. This is going to be tough. Stephen Taylor isn't even considering. He's going to USC. We're getting locked out. Yeah, look at these. Is it bugged? These new graphics are wild to me. I think it was just bugged on some of the players. I think it's back to what it normally looks like now. But that is going to do it for the off-season episode. Should be a very fun Season 3. What is our overall going into Season 3? 74. Not too bad. We get Andy Byers back. We have some new potential stars on the offensive side of the ball, like John Humphreys playing his first season. Andy Byers really playing his first full season. Reggie Gonzalez, Willie Briggs is in here. Phil Triplett is getting the red shirt. Dario Watson. Michael Ham should be even better. Elgin Collins, it continues to improve. We might be a team to look out for. That's all I'm going to say. Blake Hayford, the freshman. The offensive line has improved even. Like, we just got better in every single way, right? And we got some bigger, better players coming in. So I am super excited for Season 3. Hope you guys are as well. But that's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.
Insane, I hit it at the park, bend bones. See me high step to the end zone. My life like a game, Nintendo. Playing with the best, let them know. Get off the track, the train's coming through. Yeah, promise you get in my way, then you best believe I'ma just run over you. Yeah, yeah. Papa turn, taking it back to the house. Defensive joke, I'm laughing so loud. Speedbird's good.